Pride, welcome to the Africana Dialogues.
Thank you.
It's really, really nice to actually have you here. I just wanted to say thank you for taking your time, for just being here with me today, and just for me to be able to learn from you. So yeah, welcome.
Thank
So
you.
I want us to speak a bit about the power of purposeful branding. And I think a lot of brands are moving away from just wanting to sell their products to their customers, and it's moving a lot to a messaging as well, and like driving change and creating value. So I just wanted to hear from you, what do you think is the importance of brands actually standing for something?
First, thank you for inviting me. I was really inspired by just knowing what you're doing with your platform. So for me, it's an honor to be here. Purpose marketing. It's when a brand actually says, we're going to stand by what is right, and we're going to talk about the background of why this is right, and we're going to invest our time and energy in the things that are right, and we're going to realign communities and conversations, and we're comfortable doing it at the expense of those who don't believe in this cause, because it's better for humanity.
Yeah.
That is not a direction every brand wants to take, because at the risk of sales, oh no, you know, so it's not an easy sell internally. But what it does is that it starts giving brand that responsibility and accountability for actually moving us along on conversations we're not willing to have. So if you think of female advertising for one, you know, we weren't having conversations about why it's important to talk to women in the way we're talking to them now. You know, we've moved from, you know, kind of the sexy bombshell to actually talking to women with respect and understanding. Look, there's still a lot of advertising that needs to move on significantly. But brands are taking a stand because they realize that they hold power in the conversation, and it's the right thing to do. If you think of when you were a child, what brands moved you? You know, those brands shaped what you think about things. I remember I used to love Mini Cooper. I still have my Mini from back in the day. You know, brands that just shape what you do. Now they can shape what you do in a purposeful way that changes humanity. And that's the power behind it.
Would you say it's the same sort of concept and idea that you did, that the Foschini Group did with the Future is Female campaign that you launched on Women's Day, rightfully so? And I know like the whole concept behind it, the way I understand it, is basically to encourage and inspire African women to take bold risks. Would you say it's the same sort of idea and thinking behind it?
It is, but we took many steps, and we had a lot to learn, and we are still learning as we go. And the bold step was not necessarily telling women they're the future. Women inherently know that. It was allowing them room to talk about it. And we're not the experts on what women need to be talking about, but we saw an opportunity to almost create environments and spaces for women to almost come in and talk freely and unleash, and for men to have conversations about what we need to shift. So yeah, it is the same move. The difference is you can't go into it as an expert. You are not the movement. You are not the content. In fact, you are there for a purpose, and to stay within the realms of the purpose is very important. Don't overstep your bounds as a brand. Don't overtake the conversation, you know, and don't do it at a surface. Go deeper. You know, talk about the reasons why we're even having this conversation. That's the importance.
And would you say, like, when you were busy, you know, creating the campaign, and what was the feedback like? Because I know that in spaces where we have especially dialogues on women's empowerment, and we, like you mentioned, bringing men into the conversation as well. When the campaign actually went live on the social media platforms and whatnot, what was the response like?
So first, I'm going to let you in on a little secret about the journey we took. And then you'll see why the feedback to us had to just be whatever it is. So when we looked at our business, we realized that there's a lot we're already doing to empower women. And women are coming to ask us for things that we didn't know we were capable of doing either. So there was this partnership happening between us and different groups of women, either suppliers or creators of brands. It's just there, it's been happening, it's been bubbling under, but we've never actually told anyone about it. So when we said amongst ourselves, we were like, okay, why are we not talking about this to show that there is true power in empowering each other, right? When we started doing that, women in our business started to say, I like it, but I don't feel empowered.
Okay.
So we had to then say, okay, what are you not feeling empowered about? I'm not feeling empowered working here because X, Y, and Z. So then we had to address our internal issues, things you don't talk about in a corporate sense, right? So we had to go, okay, are the women in our company fairly treated? Are they fairly paid? Are they feeling empowered to speak out? Do they occupy seats that are relevant? You know, when you look up, do we have enough managers, MDs, executives who are women? And we realized that we're on that journey and we need to do more. So we kind of gave ourselves the accountability and the task to do those things. So by the time you saw a t-shirt that said the future's female, we were on an internal journey to write align things that we had never really had conversations about. Not everything was as deep as I'm saying. Some things were like, oh, you know, like my personal one was that when I'm in an environment saying what I need to say, I feel like my voice is drowned out. You know, and we had to discuss what are the things that are drowning out my voice, as an example. And it was a powerful journey to take as a team. And then we were talking about, why do people come to work? Why do you work for Foschini? And when we started asking people, they didn't see it the same way, but it had the same ethos. And it was about inspiring women to build a better future for themselves. We took that and we built it into that Future's Female campaign. So to us, the market response was phenomenally positive. However, the internal conversation was more the important piece we wanted to get out. We wanted to make sure men understand. I mean, I remember having a conversation with a gentleman in our office, and he categorically said, I do not like this campaign because it says that the future does not have me in it. So then we had a long discussion around, no, that's not actually what it means. You know, this idea of a future's female is a call to women to say you are part of a future and you need to rise up and be part of it. And it's also a call to men to say, as we align this equality between men and women, you also need to play a part. So the future's female is a call to women to come up, but it's also a call to men to join in. So he understood that, especially because I said, I'm sure you have someone in your life who is female, who you know would receive this message and know what to do. And when he said yes, we were suddenly having a different conversation. I have an all-female team in my marketing department. Our MD is female. Our Exco team is majority female. However, there's lots of men championing this message for us. At a board level, you know, with our CEO, everybody champions the same message because they understand the significance of it.
And as a black and African woman who is in the marketing sort of field, how does that make you feel? How do you feel about men actually being like backing you as you're busy, you know, working around the campaign? You actually have men that are also backing you. With that being said, like when you go to, sometimes if the dialogue when it comes to women's empowerment, sometimes it does feel, men do tend to feel very intimidated and they feel like they're being excluded from the conversation. So when, as you're saying that you actually had a very positive experience of when, yes, they didn't quite understand and they did feel excluded, like the gentleman that you mentioned in your team, but then you also had people from senior management who were actually backing, you know, the whole conversation. Then how does that make you feel as a woman in Africa? You know,
I think I've always believed that no matter what the consensus is in a conversation, I'm going to bring forward my beliefs. And if it means encouraging, discussing, and making sure people understand what we're trying to achieve over and over, if it lands, great. If it lands today, great. If it lands next week, great. If it doesn't land, it means that I was only there to plant the seed for you and somebody else will harvest that seed. So I can't hold on to the idea that every single man or woman will understand the message. We had women also come to us with discomfort, saying, I cannot be the future. Do you understand that? I'm not taking up that baton, sorry. And we had women saying, why are you rocking the boat? Things are good here. You know, stop ruffling things up. So it's not just men who had a discomfort. It's collectively, we don't actually know what equality should feel like We theoretically have an idea of what it could look like, but we don't have an idea of what it should feel like. So moments of discomfort come from men and women. Mine is to plant a seed that equality is possible. And I think in this case, that was also, I guess, the universe's way of saying, here's an environment where you're starting to see it, to show you that it's also possible. So that I think the Foschini experience was possibly for me as well, to go, oh my gosh, this thing is real. You know, as a black African woman, I don't think I'd afforded myself the luxury of wanting everyone to completely understand me. But then I also had to remember that I'm not the message. I'm the catalyst for the message. So it feels good.